Well, hi guys, happy Wednesday on this middle of May day. We're going to talk about the color and contour bundle today. I know I kind of touched on it a little bit, I don't even remember, a few weeks ago, but I did say I would do a whole video on this bundle because the dies are amazing. It's a stamp set that maybe by itself I may not have been interested in, but when I saw the combined dies and everything that the dies can do, I was sold. So, and I don't know if that gets you too when you see the matching dies, if you have a die cutting machine. But I'm telling you, if you don't have even, I'm going to show you today a couple things that I'll cut and emboss with the little mini boss, because now we have a little mini to maybe get you started if you are nervous about making a bigger purchase. The little mini boss is, half the cost, and it will cut out quite a few things. And we are starting to come out with more little mini thinner embossing folders too, so you can still emboss a little bit and cut with this little mini boss, which is really cute too. So it's a good starter little die cutting embossing machine if you're nervous about, getting the bigger purchase. And it's a cute little thing to travel with. I took it with me to my scrapbooking retreat and it was perfect. Oh, and then I'm going to also touch on talking about my June class. We're making some amazing cards, a set of 10 cards, and it's only $25 for all 10 cards and matching envelopes. So it's an awesome deal. And it's even more of a fun deal because when you come to my open house, you're getting to use and mix and match a lot of different dies that maybe you wouldn't have that whole slew of dies and things to work with at home. So, and you get to use my ink, and I've already pre-cut everything for you, so it'll be really fast and easy to put together these cards. So, hey Teresa, I forgot to. Sometimes I text a few of you who are my faithful, and I know life gets busy. Because let me tell you about busy. Yes, today, Wednesdays are always a busy day, but today, usually Jacob doesn't have games, but he has a baseball game this afternoon. And it's home, so I'm going to try to go. And then my 6th grader, Gabe, has a cello, well, not a cello, but a orchestra concert. He plays cello, so... And then I've got youth group 2. I told my girls that I'd meet them late because I want to come see at least part of his concert, and the rest of the family will be there at his concert, except for Jacob, who will be finishing up his baseball game. So I'm telling you, springtime does not slow down for us. I know it only speeds up. And I know every time I've walked around in my yard, I look at all the weeds that need to be picked. There's a lot going on in the spring, I know. So I know for me too, my stamping goes a little bit down, but I still make time to stamp because it's so therapeutic for me. So I hope those of you who join me either live, or I know the day gets busy and some of you help watch grandkids and some of you are at work. So even when you catch me on the replay, I love to see your comments and your hearts and your likes. So even when you catch the replay, please ask questions if you have them. So without any further ado, let's look into the catalog and I'll show you the bundle that we're going to focus on today, which is a beautiful bundle. So let me turn around here. And look away if you get dizzy while I set stuff up, but that's usually pretty fast. Okay, so on page 98 in the new catalog, and I can show you the inside of the catalog now because the new catalog is live and it is orderable and it's awesome. We are going to look at the color and contour bundle. So here's all the images, and oftentimes they'll show you like what dies kind of match with what. There's a whole set of dies, and here it shows you all the dies. So there's a whole set of scalloped rectangles that have different stitching or pierced dots. They're really awesome. They look so much better than these little pictures show. And there's even a little scalloped border as well. So very fun dies. But the stamp set itself is really fun. You could make just a watercolor background, or you can add the outline and make it look a little bit more modern, I guess you would say. So it's just a fun set. And again, I'm always sold by the dies. So I want to show you how cool these are. Now, thanks to those of you who came to my open house last week, I know spring is busy. I had some extra pieces left over from when I had my open house. Everyone got to make a card similar to this. The Here For You Now, and then you stamp on the inside. And in Better Days Ahead. So that's a great thinking of you kind of card. And I had everyone who came to my open house made one of these for free, and you got to choose which in color you wanted to use. So I love these different bordered scalloped rectangles. They're awesome. So that was the card that you got to make if you came. And then I had some more cards, and I'm really loving our in colors, guys. So if you don't have, oh, you got a bunch of goodies, Teresa? Yeah, I just got a bunch of new stuff too. It's so much fun, I'm telling you. But I really love these, the pale papaya, the new in colors, the fresh freesia, this gorgeous purple, even this soft succulent is a great new green. Polished pink is a really bright, pretty pink. But this set of cards is showing off. So these border dies don't come with this color and contour, but I did want to show you. These are in the back of the catalog, and it comes with this set. I think it's $29 for these dies, and they're awesome border dies. So the one I haven't quite used yet is the cloud border, but I'm super excited to use that. But it's got a lot of like a rounded, they're just so pretty. So when I had a Stampin' Up event with my downline, they were all able to make one of these cards. So I love all these borders. They're just so much fun. It's really great to add a little extra border. And then I embossed the plain color with different embossing folders. And then the cool thing about this die, I'll show you because I have one pre-cut already. This scalloped rectangle makes these little slits. So you see those are already cut open. So I was able to tuck my flower into that little slit of the frame in each of these cards. And that's kind of a cool different look that you can kind of tuck it in there. So I love the different, the scalloped rectangles all look a little different, and they mix and match even with, if you guys have the So Sentimental, the scalloped rectangles that come with all those dies, this just works perfectly with them too. So there's some show and tell there. Next week, I'm going to show you the Expressions in Ink suite. And this paper, I'm telling you, is so gorgeous. So this one is mixing and matching. I did still use the flower from the Color and Contour stamp set. But just to show you even how you mix and match it with different paper, and you can make it look so much different. And then this one I used Happy Birthday. I stamped it color on color on that evening evergreen, and then I stamped the happy in white over it. And there are a lot of new fun. This one's called Biggest Wish. So I like the mixing and matching the font. So I just stamped the happy right over the birthday with this one. So that's in the new caddy. But I love the gold foil in this Expressions in Ink. And next week I will do my whole video on the Expressions in Ink suite because it's awesome and it's gorgeous, and I can't wait to show you all of that. Now I wanted to show you, because if you order, for those of you who do order through May 30th and you order using this host code, actually my mom is, it's her birthday month, and my mom is in one of my clubs, and she's the hostess for this host code. So anything that you order will help her get more free stuff. So I'm sure she'd be super excited at that. And since it's her birthday month, come on, help out my mom. So if you use this host code, I'll also give you an extra free gift, because I'll give you the extra free pieces. So whether you have the Color and Contour stamp set or not, you will get some pieces to make this kind of card. And so I wanted to show you, because you'll get the same pieces that I used for my open house card, but I wanted to show you with several different stamps. So whatever you order, it won't matter what you make, because you can use any stamp set, any flower sets that you have, you can make it look pretty. So this is the new background. It's a big background. I didn't even put the sticker on it because it's just a big background. It's called Daisy Garden. So it's a really big, it covers the whole front of a card. So I used this and I just stamped it in pink, and then I just brushed over with my Wink of Stella glitter brush the centers of the flowers there, and then stamped Thinking of You. This one in Pale Papaya I used, and I brought out my sunflower stamp set. So if you have the sunflowers, you know, literally you could make any colors work and any stamp set that you own work. So again, even if you don't get color and contour. Now this is using one of my favorite dies from that new Expressions in Ink suite that I'm going to show you just next week. And I stamped the hello, that's from that stamp set. But this is one of my favorite dies. It's so cool. And I just kind of stamped with the stamped images over the die. So it's really light and fun, and just said hello. So again, this pattern of paper, or in the pieces that I cut out, so you'll get a card base, you'll get a color, an in color scalloped, you'll get the white scalloped, and then you'll get one of these pieces, and you'll get a little piece of the white twine to tie right inside the little banner piece, whatever you, so you use your own ink and your stamps, but I just wanted to show you here are different versions using different stamp sets with those same pieces. And here's one stepped up that I wanted to show you in, I showed you, I think just last week, I kind of fumbled through everything that I ordered new. I don't know if you can see this in the light or not, but this is the shimmer vellum, and it is just so sparkly. I love it. Oh my goodness, it's gorgeous. It really is. You're gonna want to get this vellum. It's just too beautiful. And a little note to you, because don't panic when I give you your pieces. Like this blue or this purple piece that I used as the background of You Are Special, I cut it right out of my background piece because I don't want to waste any of this. You know, since you're going to mat this piece, you might as well cut out something in the middle of that because you're going to cover over it. If that doesn't make sense, I just want to show you. So with these pieces, this is what you would get mailed, and I'll probably have this already folded so I can fit it in a in a regular envelope for you. So you'll get it in an envelope. You'll get a already scored piece of white card base, and this is what I'm saying. So your piece that I give you will be cut right out of the base because we're going to be covering it up. Okay, so that will just be cut right out of there. Again, I say don't waste that space, because then you'll stamp whatever flowers you have on here, and then you can tie your twine and add it, and you can make your card go up and down or sideways depending on how you want. Okay, so just because I pulled these out, let me just show you real quick using the stamp set that we've got. So the color and contour, and this is the soft succulent, and I'll even let you choose which in color you want. So if I see you use this host code, I'll message you and let you know, or I'll ask you what color you'd like in your card that I'll send to you, and then you can put it together and make it fun. Okay, so I'm going to use 3 of our in colors for the flowers. So I'm going to use this flower for this card. Yes, Teresa, I know. I love the sparkly. Okay, tips. Because I told you I was going to show you tips. This flower can be a little bit confusing, but I wanted to show you on the stamp case. It shows you, now this doesn't, the outline doesn't match up perfectly, but it matches up close to this flower. So I try to look at my flower, and there's this long one that has a little bit of curl to the bottom. And so I put mine on my block facing that way. And then the outlined one, there's this one petal that's kind of in the middle and facing towards the bottom. And so that will be the best way that it will line up. And it will also help you when you want to cut out your flower. Okay, so little tips there. This, the way it's shown on the box kind of shows you how they line up the best. Okay, so I'm gonna ink up my flower. this is Pale Papaya first. I'm gonna stamp off and then ink it real light, okay? And then I'm gonna take my outline one, and again, the little bottom piece kind of squares off the bottom there. Now I'm inking it up with my Pale Papaya, okay, but full strength, I'm gonna do the outline, okay? So that was the bottom petal, so I'm gonna line that up around there. So it doesn't match perfectly, and that's fine. Again, I'll show you when we end up cutting it out though. Then you'll like to know these little tips a little bit more even when you cut it out. And I'll show you what I do to help myself. Okay, so I'm gonna rinse those off. There's my... Okay, now I'm gonna, so that was Pale Papaya. Now I'm gonna do the purple. So Fresh Freesia. Same thing, I'm gonna stamp off first. Okay, so I'm inking up the bigger one first, the background. Ink it up, stamp off. I'm gonna stamp this one in the corner. Okay, and then ink this one up. And again, I'm finding that little square one, and that lines up like that. Fun. Rinse those off. Now I'm going to a brighter pink, so it doesn't matter how much I clean this here, but it's still helpful to clean them off. All right, now we're doing polished pink. All right, so I'm gonna ink that one up. Stamp it off first. I'm putting mine, okay, so that curly piece was like hanging off the edge right there. Now this matters even less really when you're just stamping it. So when you're not gonna cut it, look how pretty that is. So pretty. So less stress about it when you're just stamping, because it really doesn't even matter at all, okay? But again, I'll tell you, it'll matter a little bit more to you when you're wanting to cut it out. Let's add some of the leaves. And we'll add that in the soft succulent here. So pretty. All right. Now I can tape this down. And you see, once you have these pieces, when I've cut these out for you, you don't have a whole lot of work. You just got to tape this one down onto your card base. So whether you have Tombow glue, just double-sided paper. I think I got my chamois a little too wet. That'll go on top. And I'll even, if you want to, if you have a die cutting machine, you could step it up even and run this through in an embossing folder. Let me see. Let's just do that, just for fun, because we can. All right, I'm taking out my mini. If you can see my little mini boss. Okay, and it will tell you when you're doing the embossing folders. Okay, so I want my platform number 1. So I want number 1 on the bottom when I'm embossing. And then this is a standard. Let's see. I'm gonna use this later, but I just got these little skinny ones that are polka dots, and it has the like buffalo check. So let's try this one. I'm going to use the polka dots later. We'll put this in the buffalo check, and that fits kind of perfectly. So I just slid this in my folder, so I'm putting that next, and then I'm going to put this third plate on here. And it shows you right on plate number 3 when you insert your embossing folder, and this says using with standard embossing folders. So there are some thicker ones, and which you'll have a different platform for. But if you're just using the standard, which is what this is, you'll use 3 on the top. So I love that they've labeled and numbered everything for us. It's so nice and convenient. And then I pull this out. And how fun is that? So cool. Okay, so I'm gonna take that down. And the mini boss is just so cute. I love it. Okay, so adding some embossing to it just adds a whole new level of texture, doesn't it? It's so cool. And because I embossed it, I'll just add a couple dimensionals on here to make it pop up. I did not mean to put that close. I'm just going to put 3 down. Okay, and I'll put that down in the center. So again, you can make this look however you want, really and truly. Let's see, thank you. I think I'll use a marker and just color in the thank you on here. And then I'll stamp the whole message on the inside of the card. So this does have a nice little thank you one. So this is what I love about Stampin' Up! Too. Everything coordinates. I've got a Stampin' Right marker in the color. I've got vellum in the color. I've got accessories in the color. I've got ribbon in the in colors, cardstock, ink. It's just so nice. Okay, so I've just colored in the thank you. All right, and then using my ink pad, is there any way you can win the mini die? Yeah, Teresa, you were one of my biggest winners ever when you won the big die cutting machine. I don't think I want to cover up any of the flowers, so I think I would put this at the top, the thank you at the top. So you'll get a piece of white twine if you order using that host code. And I just tied it right in the end because there's little holes in the scallop there. So I just tied it right in there because then you don't have to use a glue dot or any kind of glue. You just tie it right in the knot. And then adjust your little bow. And I think I'll put that thank you at the top. A couple more dimensionals. So again, easy to step up, or you could just, and easy to just use whatever stamp set you have. And you can put those pieces wherever you want, really. And make a beautiful card because those dies really make it for you, don't they? They're awesome. Then if I wanted to step this card up a little bit more, again, back to how awesome our accessories are because we have matching everything. We have these in-color jewels, which are fun. And so I could match, I'm looking for my, here we go. Take my pickup tool and I can put a pale papaya one on that flower. Put a purple one in there and a pink one in there. And that's just stepping mine up a little bit too. Then you add a little sparkle. So fun. All right, so again, just wanted to show you when you get these pieces, if you order from me, you can make and make your card go either way. So it could go up and down or landscape. And you can make these work however you want. And you get to tell me which in color you would like. So whether you would like pale papaya, the fresh fuchsia, polished pink, that's fresh fuchsia again, soft succulent, and there's also evening evergreen, are all 5 of the in colors. So you get to pick. So, isn't that fun? I love these dies. They really are cool. Okay. Let's look at a different, since I've got all the pieces next to me here, a different way to cut your card. Now, when you cut your card base, usually I cut it the other way, so let me show you. You want me to show everybody? Oh, Colt just brought in my Mother's Day card. He wanted me to show you guys on video. My 4th grader went into my Stampin' Up room and used some of my stamps and ink and stamped and made me a Mother's Day card, and then all the boys wrote in it. Wasn't that sweet? I do love my boys. Love when they do that on their own. Their dad didn't tell them to do that at all. So that was all on their own. Okay, so what I was saying, this is cutting the cardstock up and down. It's vertical, cutting it at 4 1/4. Okay, there goes my high schooler off to his game. And then this is the way I normally cut most of my card bases. The other way, and when you cut it at 5 1/2, the card will end up 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, which is the exact same size as this. You just cut it a little bit different way. Okay, but so if you can see already, this is scored a little bit differently because I'm going to show you how to make a little, like a card that would stand up. Now I can't even think of what that's called. For some reason I'm thinking trifold, and that's just wrong. Now this is different paper. This is the Pansy or Posy. Now I forget. Pansy paper, I think. I didn't get the stamp set that matches these pansies because, again, you don't need every single flower, but it is, I loved the gingham side of this paper, so I couldn't resist. Okay, now what I've done here is I scored at 5 1/2, so that's halfway through the card, and then I scored at 2 3/4. That's halfway in between 5 1/2, okay? So I scored there because then I'm gonna be able to make this stand up. So when someone, you can fold it down, and when someone opens it, you might need to tell them, hey, it pops up so you can make it stand up. Teresa, Chris, can any of you guys think of what that's even called? Why am I forgetting this? I don't know. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put these pieces, now I'm using the other side to go inside my scalloped border here, and I'm just going to tape down the bottom half of this on the bottom of the card, so it won't be taped to the top, so that I can actually bring it up and it will stand up like that. Okay, so I can glue this on the back. I'll just put a little bit of my Seal Plus in the corners. Oh goodness, crash. I just knocked over my magnetic bowl. Okay, so here I'm using the other side, and now I'm going to just put some tape on the bottom half of this die. Okay, so I don't want to go all the way up, I just want it on the bottom. I'm going to center this, and then it's just sticking to the bottom part of my card. Okay, so it looks pretty even when it's laying down flat, but I'll be able to fold it up, which is fun. All right, now I'm gonna use this flower to stamp on my white piece. So this is one of the smaller scalloped ones that matches with all of our dies, which is awesome. And you just see how quickly these go together. They're just so much fun. I love it. So I'm going to stamp with my lighter color first. I'm gonna use my purple Fresh Freesia. And I don't typically use my, or I guess I don't as often use my markers on our photopolymer sets. I feel like our markers work better with our true red rubber, but after you've used your stamps for, like, don't make this be the first thing that you use with your photopolymer stamps, because there's actually a little bit of manufactured, I don't know, junk that's on them when you first get them. So it takes a little while of stamping before that comes off. I've heard some people who actually gently sand their photopolymer stamps to get that manufactured stuff off of it, but I don't do that. And they seem to work fine when I'm inking it up on an ink pad. But again, now that I've used these plenty, I don't think, now it's safe to use the markers. But it won't come tried and true, not quite as well as when you're stamping with your rubber stamps. Okay, so I'm gonna stamp this kind of sideways here. And you see, it still looks good, but it's a little bit more blotchy, I guess is what I should say, when you use that. Now, a fun thing with this stamp set too is there is the other, where did it go? There is another, here we go. There's another stamp that fills in those flowers. So I could take my purple and I'll probably ink it up, stamp it off quick so it's not too dark. And then I like lining up, because these don't match perfectly either, but I like lining up the top. Hey, Holly, yes, fun fold. And I forget what the fold is called. Holly, do you remember when you make it stand up? I forget. It's always nice to have a little bit different way to fold a card, isn't it? Rather than just the normal. Like, what am I making when I make this stand up? I forget. Now I'm going to use a different stamp set that has different words. This is different than the one I showed you previously, but this one's called Create with Friends. And I love the font of this too. So you could mix and match and make different phrases here. So you've got amazing, celebrate, friends, create, love, and then you've got all these other different words that you could make different phrases with, which is cool. So I'm gonna stamp your in black, in Memento Black here. And then I'm gonna stamp amazing on the inside. So when easel. I think trifold is what I was thinking first. I know it's an easel card. That's what I was trying to think of. Because you're making it stand up like an easel. Ta-da! I knew I was gonna think of the word eventually. My brain cells are going here, guys. Okay, so here it just says your on there, and I'm gonna make this one pop up. Let's put a couple dimensionals, one at the top, one at the bottom. Really, on a small piece like this, you don't need a whole lot. Thanks, Holly, for trying to help me figure that out, though. I knew it was going to come to me at some point. Okay, so I'm stamping that in the middle of all those flowers. And see, it's okay that I'm using the pansy paper, but not the stamp set. You can mix and match, which is awesome. All right, now I'm going to stamp in the purple again. I'm going to stamp the word amazing here. So when you open it up, they can read you're amazing. And you could still write a note like on the top or the inside of your card. that way. So when they can read a note on the inside. But now you're asking, how are we going to make that stay? You just need another flower or something to pop it up with. Okay, so I stamped this card already in the pale papaya, or this flower. And here's where I'm going to show you now with the die that matches. So this die matches this flower. And on the other side, I put a little, I don't know if you can see, focus, there we go. I put a little dot with one of my permanent markers on the top there. So again, I showed, it kind of shows you, there's the top. This is the way that little rectangle one settles at the bottom there. And that's the best way that it is going to line up. And when you find, I think that's where it's, again, it doesn't matter. It's not going to be perfect. Okay, so this big chunky one is kind of that more rectangular one. Okay, is what it's going to line up around, I think. So, and then I'll put it through the mini. So let me move this. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect. That's one of the lovely things about these dies, that they don't line up perfectly, is it's really okay if you get it a little off. So let me find my cutting pieces. Okay, so when I'm cutting, I'm using base number 1, and then I'm using both the cutting pads, so both 2s. Okay, so I'm gonna lay one down, and still with the mini, I like to save one that's just always on my top, and then I keep one as my cutting pad. Okay, so I'm gonna put this down, line it up as close to as what I can see. You know, I thought I had a fantastic it really did line up better for me. But I'll show you with this that even let's go now. There we go. Even when you don't get it perfect, it'll still look cool. All right, so that didn't line up perfect, but it's gonna be fine. There, I'll move that. And now, to use kind of both those colors, and what you could do if you don't like that it's not lining up well, or is use that same color you stamped in and get a sponge or a blending brush or something. So I'm just using that same pale papaya color, and I'm just gonna brush around the sides of the flower so it all has that color. There. And that makes it a little bit better. Brings in that color a little bit more. Now we can pop up the flower, and because you're popping it up on a dimensional right above the Amazing, that flower will hold your easel card, and that'll make it pop up. So this would have been a great like Mother's Day card, but it could be a great graduation card, something that looks a little bit different, and the student will want to keep it out and show it off to people. And then because this pops up and will stay open, you could use one of these, you know, if it's someone really special, you can put 3 in the center, not just 1. There. You're amazing. And again, like I said, you could write a note all on the inside so they could still see that. But there is an easel card. Isn't that fun? So a simple way to make a card stand up and just pop up a flower or something that you've got, and then it can stand up like that. So pretty easy, simple way to just do a little bit different of a fun fold. So you like that? Isn't that fun? Thank you for the love. All right, I have a couple more cards to show you because I'm telling you, it's hard to stop creating, and especially with these dies. I just love them so much. Let's see. Let's do one with these pieces. And if you notice, I do love using white as a card base. It's just simple. You can mix and match any colors with it, so it works fast. So this is the hand-penned designer paper. So I've shown you the pansy paper. I've shown you the expressions in ink paper. There's so many different papers, and they're all just gorgeous. So it's hard to pick. I'm going to use this paper, and I'm going to rip it a little bit. Try to make this look a little bit vintagey. So I'm going to rip a layer there. We'll rip the top on this page, or this side. And we'll stamp a few flowers on the inside here. I think this one I will just keep the watercolored look of the flowers. So pale papaya. I don't know. Some of these come together as I'm thinking about them. The fresh freesia. Because this is Bumblebee, maybe I'll get the Bumblebee out as well and stamp one of the flowers in the Bumblebee. Fun. And this stamp set does have these little spotted things here. I know, Holly, these in colors are awesome. Love them. Love them, love them. So that's kind of a little splattered. Fun times here. Maybe I will stamp a couple of these little flowers off to the side here. One off of there and one off the purple one. Because then with these, I can add, so all of these have an outline and a little center that you can add into that little flower. So I'm gonna make that one purple, and we'll make the other one Bumblebee. Let me rinse those off. I don't think it even matters which way you're facing. So there's a yellow one and a purple one. And let's see, I might end up putting the thicker piece on the top and the thinner on the bottom because my flowers are closer to the bottom, now that I think about it. So we'll just put a little glue on this piece. That's gonna go towards the top. A little bit of CO Plus down here towards the bottom. And those flowers are just peeking behind there. I wonder if I could use this. It's a little bit too oblong. Never mind. Now I'm not sure. I'm gonna make two different bows. What I did with this is the Bumblebee Gingham ribbon. I'm so glad they kept it in the catalog. So I actually cut it. Takes a little bit of work, but I think one of our artisans, Tammy Wilson, has done this, and it looks so cute when it's cut in a little bit skinnier piece. I really like it. So I'm gonna cut, I cut it in half. I'm gonna make, I think I'll use both bows. They're so long, I could have. Actually, let me see. I might be able to make two bows out of just the one. Waste not, want not, right? Okay, so I cut those so long, I'm just making little bows. I'm not tying them around the card, so I hope I didn't make that too short. Try it again. Want to make sure I don't have to trim too much off. So make these smaller little bows. And it's okay when you've cut it in half, it's gonna get a little bit wispy and the ribbon's gonna come apart a little bit, which is fine. Again, it just kind of makes it look more antique when you do that, which I like it. So, and then you're just, yeah, it may shed a little bit, but that's okay. And this little bow, where's my ribbon scissors? Hello. I only have like 2 or 3 of them, right? Okay, I'm gonna trim those a little bit. And I think I might, these little tags are from last week when I showed you the Quiet Meadows. That's from the dies in the Quiet Meadows, this little tiny tag. And let's see. I think I'll just stamp your again, and then in the inside I'll do You're Absolutely Amazing. So we'll do the your in the purple. Again, this is lovely. A lovely thing about our markers, right guys, that you can just color in anything you want, then you're omitting things you don't want, and you can pretty much use a stamp set for way more things than you thought you could when you marker on stuff. Okay, so I just markered that in the purple. I'm gonna stamp your on that little tag. And then I'm gonna use some white baker's twine. You know, because it's fun to add just a little extra element of something that's gonna pop up. All right, so I'm tying this through here, and then I'll tie it into a knot and tie a little bow with my white baker's twine. I don't know how I got that so uneven, but we'll still make it work. Because this can make little bow, little tiny bow. I'll trim that down a little bit. So we'll pop this up. Sometimes it helps to get your bone folder out and really make that score line good too. Let's see, do I like it like this or do I like it like this? I think I like it that way, the way I had it originally. Then I'm just gonna pop these up on dimensionals. Thanks, Holly. I'm telling you, it's so fun to create with these. The sky literally is the limit. And guys, just look on Pinterest for more ideas when you want inspiration. I'm definitely not your only inspiration. There's so much more out there. All right, so we're gonna put glue dots on, see if I get, here are some smaller glue dots. Glue dots on the back of the little Bumblebee gingham ribbon on the back of the knot there. And I think I am gonna put both bows on there. So two bows. And then we'll pop up this little mini tag on a dimensional and make that pop up right next to those bows. And then we can stamp the whole "You're Absolutely Amazing," and that's from this color and contour stamp too. "You're absolutely amazing," ta-da, on the inside. And if you want to decorate the inside of the card, stamp a couple more flowers faintly on the inside of your card too. And while you got the inks and stuff out, you might as well stamp up an envelope too so that you make those match. So fun. I love this Bumblebee gingham ribbon. It's so pretty. And again, this designer paper came from the hand penned. And again, this paper, I didn't get the stamp set that went with it. I just got the paper. So there's a lot of different stamp sets I still was able to say no to, but I still got the paper because you can still mix and match it with different stamp sets. So here's that one. Here's my little easel card. I'll do a little review at the end too. One more card to show you guys, and we're gonna really mix it up because I've been doing a little bit more bright colors here. Let's do a little bit deeper colors, and we'll go even a little bit more rustic, I guess we could say. I don't know if rustic is the right word to say even, but. So this is still the hand-penned designer paper, but I'm going to use, I'm a sucker for, well, all of Stampin' Up's paper, as you know, but anything that looks like watercolored or a little bit distressed, I am all over that. Love it. So I'm using this as the background. And honestly, I don't even know. I think this might be mint, the color that these stripes are. I think it's mint. I'm going to use the other side here. So I cut this piece of designer paper just so that it would fit inside of a card front. So at 4 inches by 5 1/4 is what you want to cut your designer paper to fit in the front. I know, Teresa, the little tag is cute, and it is tiny. All right, so I already cut out one of these scalloped ones with the color and contour dies. And so we're gonna do a little bit of distressing and some more fun. Now I've already shown you that I actually embossed over a crumb cake. So I've embossed with my white embossing powder with these flowers. And I'm gonna use, I thought I had brought them over here. Oh yes, they are here. I'm gonna color them in the deep evergreen color, okay? So this is a deep evergreen. Now the, I'll even do some of the leaves too. The blends will actually color over the white embossing powder too, or white, yeah. So you want to be careful. If you want to keep a little bit of that white pop, you don't want to color right over it because it will color. Now that's the light evergreen, so I actually am going to go in with, see if I can find my, this is Just Jade, but I'm gonna blend in with a lighter green. So this is Just Jade. I was gonna try to find my Soft Succulent, but that's all right. Just because that turned out so dark, this still will be. So I'm blending back into the dark evergreen. And I'm not gonna color in the whole flower or all the leaves even, not the whole thing. But doesn't that white embossing powder just make it really pop? Love that. Isn't that pretty? Who'da thunk? Blending over crumb cake. Okay, so now we can cut this piece out. I'll get my little mini out again. I don't know why I always just make such a mess when I'm stamping, guys. And I had I have to use the flower. So this is the flower die that cuts right around those dies. So we're gonna put down the first one, put down my cutting pad. Next, the die over the flowers. Now if these slides slide, because we don't have a magnetic one plate quite yet, you can use like washi tape if you want it to be perfect. Usually I can get it to match up pretty well without having to use washi tape. I say that and watch, it's gonna go off, but that's all right. All right, hang on to the handle, crank it through. I know, Holly, these dies are the bomb, seriously. All right, so I cranked it out and I cut the flower out. While I have my little mini up here, I'm also going to emboss a layer. This one's standard. Okay, so because I'm embossing now, I still use the plate one. Now I'm just going to use my polka dotted. I used the whatchamacallit last time, the buffalo check pattern. These are just polka dots. And then I put 3 on the top, crank it through to emboss. Slide this out of my embossing folder. And how fun, I got polka dots. Yay! And I'm telling you guys, this little mini guy is just so adorable. I love him. All right, now to add some more fun, when you want things to look a little bit more antique, this is soft suede. And I'm gonna sponge around the edges. Sponging is your friend if you like things to look antiqued. I'm doing the corners big time and then around all the edges. And it really brings out what you've embossed too, so it's fun. All right. Now I forget what this is. 2.5 by 3 3/4, I think, piece that fits right inside of this color contour die. You can just kind of trim it down to however big you want. But I'm fitting that, and I'm going to put that right inside that rectangle. Let's find the adhesive here. There we go. There There we go. A little bit in the middle. Beep. Now this one was inspired by, I'm using different embossing folder and stuff, but Tammy Wilson, you may hear me mention her a few times. I forget what her blog is, like paper scissors something. She's one of our artisan design team members, and she always makes beautiful, beautiful projects. And I love the way this looks on crumb cake here. So isn't that fun how you can make something look just totally different than what the other cards that I was making with more bright colors, right? So cool. All right, so we're gonna pop this up with some dimensionals. And I think I'll use the Evening Evergreen to stamp whatever I want to say on here. I'm hoping this little die that I can use the thanks on here. I'm going to tilt this to the side. Some of you like keeping things straight. That's fine. I'm going to tilt this one because I'm in the mood. I'm going to end up using, this is our scalloped. This has stuck around for a few years, and I'm so glad. I love our scalloped lace ribbon. It's just gorgeous. I think it first came out in one of the bird suites that we had, and I'm glad I've been able to get more of it because it's just so beautiful. I love the scallops on it. You just can't beat that. And again, it looks vintagey. And I'm gonna also tie a little bow. So we're doubling up again, like I used white baker's twine and the Bumblebee gingham ribbon in the last card. But I'm using the linen thread and the lace for this one. So don't forget your embellishments, because man, they can make a difference. What was I gonna use here? I think So Very Happy for You will fit on here. So Very Happy for You. That could be graduation, that could be birthday, that could be retired, right? I love when people give us sayings that could really go for anything. So I'm going to stamp this closer to the bottom of this die. So Very Happy for You. You can at least tell that that's what that was still supposed to say, right? Even though it got stamped over the holes a little bit. Let's see. So I'm going to put a couple dimensionals under the flowers, and I'm going to have those tilt this way just a little bit. And because it's cut out, it's fun to put it over the edge a little bit, you know, just to show this is how awesome the dies are. When you have the dies, you can do these kinds of things. And then, let's see, how do I want this to go? I think I'll put that there. And then it will all come together when I add the ribbon. So a couple dimensionals on this. And this is the smallest of the rectangles in this set. And it fits sideways, it fits this perfectly. The You're Absolutely Amazing fits on there just right. So I'm going to put that tilting that way, and we'll put the ribbon down. Put a couple glue dots on here, and then we're done with another card. And again, I'm not sure how I'll use it, but there are a lot of graduations coming up, right, guys? I work with the youth group, and so I feel like each year, as my impact group is now juniors in high school, I'm getting invited to more and more open houses. And I hope that they all know that I wish I could give every single one of them $50. That'd be awesome, but money doesn't grow on trees, and I just can't afford to give that much to every open house that I go to. But we'll give what we can. Like, I want to give them something. All right, I'm going to add that kind of tucked right next to the scalloped ribbon. So very happy for you. So what do you think? Would you use this for wedding, graduation, birthday? You really could use it for anything, right? So much fun. I love this. I really love this set. So this is another one that I found myself. I just keep playing with it. I keep going back towards these dies. So again, even if you don't get the stamp set, even though it makes sense to get the stamp set because there's dies that cut out the flowers, but even if you don't, I highly recommend these dies. They are amazing, amazing, and you'll use them a lot. You really will. So before I do a final review of all the cards I just made, do you guys want to see what cards that you could do if you come over to my house and do a class? Now, those of you who are in my downline, you can also do these, and I give you a little bit of a discount when you come to a class. However, most of my downline, when you see these, can easily do them on your own and order them and get your demo discount. But the convenience to any of you coming to a class of mine is that I pre-cut everything and everything's ready to go, and you get to a little taste of different stuff. But what we're going to use, so for $25 you get to make 10 cards, and you'll get these awesome matching designer envelopes, which are gorgeous. Okay, and you're going to get 10 of these card bases. Okay, so 2 of the cards I haven't designed yet. I tried hard to get them all designed for you guys before today's live, but I just didn't get there, but I'm close. One is, so you will make one of each card that I've had designed. So there'll be a couple that might be similar, but all 10 will be different. And I will have a bunch of these phrases out so that you could make them birthday or thinking of you, sympathy. So I'll have a bunch of sayings out so you can make it fit for whatever occasion you want. Okay, so I love these card bases. They're just so gorgeous. You'll make a card like that. These, both the butterflies ones have a little bit of sponging, so it adds a little bit of distressed antique look to it. So some of them you could make thinking of you. These memories and more card pieces makes them so easy. You will get, I don't have a saying on here yet. This one's some will be super easy, some will be a little bit more work, but none will be too much because most everything will have pre-cut for you. So this is just popping those up on dimensionals and laying a Celebrate Today sticker on there. So some will be super fast, and Celebrate Today, again, could be an open house, could be birthday, could be a wedding. Oh, and look, my bow fell off of that one. I thought I had another embellish on there. You will get a whole bolt of ribbon. So that's included in the price of the $25. So you'll get a whole bolt of ribbon, so you'll have more to go home with. This one is really simple. You just cut out this shape off of the Memories and More card piece. And again, just add a little bit of ribbon on there. I'll have already pre-cut this purple frame. So this one, you'll just do some fussy cutting and then pop that on there in a sentiment. And some are just using the stickers that come. So there's sticker sheets that come with the Memories and More card pieces too. So there's 8 of the designs of the 10 designs. And hopefully soon I will share pictures of all of the designs. So these are ones that, hey, you could just copy and do on your own, but well worth it to come to my house and just spend the 25 bucks. And then what you get is a whole bolt of the ribbon. So you'll get a whole bolt of this pale papaya ribbon that will come with, so you'll have extra. And then you also get, so you'll put together your 10 cards. So you'll get 10 card bases, 10 mini, or not mini, but 10 of the matching envelopes. So you'll get all of those. And then you'll get a whole half package of the Memories and More card pieces. So some of them you might choose to use a different side than I used and still do the same kind of idea, but make it a little bit different, which is fine. You can mix and match. And then you'll go home. So if you're a scrapbooker too, you'll have these pieces that you could journal with and add to scrapbook pages, whether they're divided pages, kind, or big 12 by 12s. So you'll go home, because all of the pieces come with 2 of each, you're getting exactly half a package of these Memory and More pieces. And they really are beautiful pieces that you could use on cards, scrapbooking, make tags with them, and more. Okay, so you'll also get a bunch of these bigger ones. This is the piece that I cut out, that piece on there. I'll show you the stickers at the end here. You get these big pieces. Some of them are black and white designs on one side. Picture perfect. That would be fun for a scrapbook page. Currently loving. So fun. And then you'll get 2 sheets of, oh wait, here's another one. These are so pretty. You'll get 2 sheets of stickers. So you may not use all the stickers at once, or you can use some of them even on your envelopes, adding a little bit more, or maybe the inside of your card. So these stickers are great, again, for cards or scrapbook pages. So that is a lot of bang for your buck. I think 25 bucks is an awesome deal. You're going home with extra pieces, and when you come to my house, you'll get to put together those 10 cards to have on hold for any of your summer occasions. So summer birthdays, summer sympathy. Hopefully you don't have too many of those to hand out, but summer open houses for graduation, even anniversaries if you hand out anniversary cards. So a lot of fun that you can have with these beautiful cards. So I just, the first time I even saw these card bases, I just was like, oh my goodness, I need these. These are awesome. Such pretty designs. So the thing about the class, because I will need to order these card bases and pieces for everybody, please make sure that you RSVP and let me know that you want to do the class by May, what did I say? May 27th, I think. And then I'm going to start doing classes. I will have quite a few days open that you can just book an appointment with me. So it could just be 1 or 2 people at a time. June 6, 7, and then June 13, 14, and 16. So I'll share all of that on my page. But please share this video too. I actually have a little giveaway. For everyone who shares my video, I have an extra celebration set that I will give 1 lucky winner. So if I get at least 3 people to share, so sometimes I don't, which is unfortunate, and then I don't get to give a free gift away. But if I have 3 people share, I'm going to give this Darling Donkeys to some lucky winner. And if you already have it and you earn this for free, then a lot of you are my downline who watch. So you could use this and pass it on as a free gift to somebody with an order, and do the same thing and pass it on. So there's lots of ways to use these, but these donkeys were so cute. I still kept mine, but I had an extra one that I earned for free. So this will be a free gift just to 1 lucky winner if I get at least 3 people to share my video today. The main reason too that I'd love you to share is I love doing classes, guys, because when you come to a class, I don't expect an order. I know there's lots of people out there who love to just have the fun, put some cards together, but you either can't afford, you don't have the time or don't have the space to actually create on your own, which is why I love being here for you, and I love being able to pre-cut and get everything ready for you. And I truly spoil you. If you come to my class, you don't have any cleanup to do. I clean up everything for you. Everything's pre-cut and ready to go for you. So it really is a fun time. At my last class, I had someone who invited someone new who's only scrapbooked, and she was just going on and on about how much she loved it. It's really therapeutic, and I've kept it pretty easy for even beginners. And they'll go home with something they can be really proud of and hand out to people that they love and say they made a handmade card. And that's so awesome. I love it. So this is what I'm here for. I hope I'm here to inspire you. And when you create, I hope that you hand these cards out to people and put them in the mail box and send that happy mail. And Holly and Teresa, I know you guys, and Chris, I know there's quite a few of you who watch who definitely are putting that into action, and I love that. It makes my heart so happy when I see cards that you guys are mailing to people. Let's keep this act of love alive, guys. So many people just go to texts and sending you just a Facebook message when it's your birthday, but I know me personally, and August 5th is my birthday. Hint, hint. I love getting cards on my birthday. It's just like a big hug to me. And it's a simple gift you can give to someone. You know, I don't expect a lot of presents or anything, but man, when the people who send cards to me on my birthday, especially it's the summer birthday, I just appreciate it so much. So those are going to be the cards for my June card class. Oh, hey, Stephanie. If you want to come to my class or do your own, some of you girls could do this on your own too. They're not really very hard to put those together. But for those of you who just are coming on, here is what we went over, and you'll have to watch the replay to see how I put these together. So some cute, bright cards made with the color and contour. Here was the green one, looks a little more vintagey with the sponging. We made a special fold, so this folds down, but when you fold it up and you pop up a flower or something, you can make this easel card, and it's very easy to make an easel card, very easy. And then I showed you lots of ways to use the pieces that if you order using this host code, so again, let me get that in view there. Go to my website, thedrewdaily.stampinup.net. If you use this host code, I will send you these pieces to make a card. And again, I showed you lots of different ways to use these pieces because you can use whatever stamp set you have. So you don't have to order the color and contour stamp set per se. Use any flowers. So I use this one with color and contour, but this one is using the Tasteful Textures stamp set and bringing that out. This one is using the new Daisy Garden. This one is using the new Expressions in Ink. I think that's what it's called. And then this is, this came out last year, but this is that sunflower stamp set. So again, any flowers that you have, you can use these pieces and kind of make your own card. All right, so that is if you order anything $35 or more, and I will send you the pieces to put your own beautiful card together. And you get to choose which in color you want. So whether you want polished pink, the fresh freesia, soft succulent, pale papaya, you get to pick your favorite in color. So thanks guys for joining me today. And next week I will be showing you the beautiful Expressions in Ink. And let me just show you one more time, because you are gonna want a closer up look at this beautiful paper. So next week, come join me because we're gonna play with this awesome Expressions in Ink paper. And if you come to my class, you'll get to see this a little bit closer up and see how gorgeous the paper is. It really is incredible. We have artists who actually put together, so used alcohol ink and did these paintings, and then they just took pictures of it and added it onto our designer paper. This paper is so pretty. I can't wait to play with it. So I can't wait for you guys to come next week because I will show you how fun this suite is. I know, hard decisions because there's so much good stuff in this catalog, and then there's just fun stripes. So every side is beautiful and fun. And then, well, yeah, next week you'll get a little taste of what the Expressions in Ink suite looks like. So thank you once again. You'll win, or you'll get in a drawing to win Darling Donkeys if you share my video. And again, if you already have it, you can use it as a gift for somebody else. Sign up for the card class, my June card class, by May 27th. Let me know so I can have time to order stuff and get it all ready for you. use this host code and I will send you the pieces to make a card that you want with 2 of the scalloped pieces. So have a wonderful day, guys. Thanks so much for visiting me. And I do hope that you enjoyed getting to be creative and go make some more cards. I know I've got to get my boys going to baseball game and then an orchestra concert. So it's hard to know what to dress in because I'm going to have to wear a winter coat to the game. And then I'm off to see my girls, my Impact girls too. So it's a busy, busy day. So, and I'm sure you guys all have similar busy going on too. So thank you guys. You guys are so special and I appreciate each one of you. Have a wonderful, blessed day. Bye.